Hey everybody, it's good to be with you this week. I am here with my colleagues and friends, Rebecca Karcher, Megan Doring, Amy Henderson Hill, and as you would imagine, there is a mountain of stuff that is happening in this lead up to our celebration of Christmas, and we are here to both let you know what some of those things are, talk a little bit about them, but more importantly, invite you into those things. So, Rebecca, take it away.
Okay, first of all, this coming Saturday, December 21st, is the longest night of the year. Most darkness in that 24-hour cycle. December 21st is observed as the longest night of the year, memorialization of people who've died in homelessness. Every year, our community looks back on the lives of those whom we know who've died while in a state of homelessness or as part of the unsheltered community. The Rescue Mission, who's a good partner of Trinity, always does an observation. It's open to the public. You are encouraged and invited to attend. I know that it's a really fun time of year with parties and sparkling lights and fancy dresses, and this is not that. This will be just a few moments out of your time, about 30 minutes, when we stop and pause and get quiet and just realize, recognize, acknowledge that it's not that for a lot of people. We have people in our own community, as you know, who are struggling to find a place to sleep each night. The colder it gets, the more we think of them, the more we want to figure out what it is that we can do to provide for as many folks as possible. And this is just a moment to say, we see you, we know your lives mattered.
Right.
We say the names out loud. There are people who throughout the year have collected these names. Sometimes we have a pretty long list, 20 or more names. Other years there are fewer names. That doesn't always mean there are fewer people that died. It means there are fewer whose names we know. And it's a really meaningful.
Well, it's really, I think for all of us, and I know many of you have joined us on that night,
Yes.
both when it has been here at Trinity and at the Rescue Mission. It's really about recognizing the humanity of people sometimes we didn't know. Startling to hear the ages of people on occasion. It is a heavy sort of thing, but it's to speak to the humanity of people in some instances known to us here at Trinity. There have been moments when occasionally we've actually had down in our chapel funerals for some of these who had family and wanted to do that. So you're right. It's a heavy in a celebratory time of the year. But it's a really, really important thing to.
Yeah, and this will all take place indoors this year. In previous years, sometimes we've done walks, which are also really meaningful in their own way, but this will all be indoors at the Rescue Mission, 404 East Washington Boulevard. No matter who you are very welcome to join us.
Yeah.
Pastor Urtis is part of the official ceremony. It's about a half hour, and
we'll be there. Come and be with us.
It means a lot, and it matters to a lot of people, and we hope that we'll see you there.
Yeah, and also, and so, both for those in the homeless community, it matters that we're present. They recognize the fact that we're present, we're known to them, but also to our friends at the Rescue Mission as a sign of support of the challenging work that they participate in, that we come and that so many of you come to be with them in the work that they do. It means a lot. It means a lot. But after that, the week moves on.
We have Christmas Eve. We have a 3 o'clock, a 5:30, and an 11 o'clock service on Christmas Eve, and an 8:30. Always forget that one. That's the most popular one, though. Yes. But specifically, I'm going to chat a little bit about 5:30. If you are a family with young children, anywhere from infants to high school, we invite you to come and hang out with us. We're going to do a little pageant in a bag, so everyone can choose a costume if they would like to participate in our pageant. It's very low-key. There's just all directions straight from me. Nothing you have to memorize or know how to do. It's very easy and fun. We also have lots of fun during the service, ringing lots of bells during our songs, and lots of opportunities for great pictures and fun at the 5:30 service. So we invite you to come. It's a lot of great, joyous, a good time.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, you don't have to come with a child in tow to come to 5:30. I mean, and if you have a child in tow, you don't have to just come to 5:30. You can come to 3 or 8:30 or 11. It's not segmented in that sort of way, but the focus really is on kids, children,
yeah,
the children. I mean, that's kind of at the central focus of that time together, is experiencing this with our children.
Yeah. And it's just darn cute.
It is cute. It is a lot of cute. It's noisy and I a little slightly chaotic and
Even a lion is there at the stable with Joseph and
Who
Mary.
would have thought
So-
there is a lion?
Yeah, it's so
Is there going to
great.
be a camel this year?
I don't know. We'll see.
That's a great question.
We'll see.
Christmas lobster, like in the natural.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, but come and we would like you to come and be part of it. One of the things that you can know is that 3 o'clock, 5:30, and 8:30, 11 are all distinctly different. 8:30 and 11 are very similar to each other. This year there is Eucharist both at 8:30, and there's Eucharist at all 4 of those times. 8:30 and 11 are the closest to each other in terms of what happens. But the other 3, completely different experiences, different ways of observing the nativity of our Lord, and different things happening. You could come and spend your whole night with us if you would really like to. Yeah, and if you have no place else to be, come and be with us. Yeah.
Okay,
What else is happening?
so after Christmas, I've got a couple things here that I want to mention, but one of the things that I think is really exciting around here right now is we have a lot of families and little ones and some babies on the way where we are really having a lot of discussions about baptism. What does baptism look like? What does it mean? What does it entail? What are the promises we make? And our next celebration of baptism, where we join corporately with individuals who are being baptized and their families, will be on Sunday, January 12th at the 10:30 service, which happens to be the day we celebrate the baptism of our Lord. So it's a really beautiful, meaningful time. So we hope that all of you can be here to celebrate with our families. There will be cake. There will be a beautiful time to celebrate. And also, for some of these families and other individuals who are interested in learning more about the Lutheran tradition, specifically with baptism, we are going to hold a class on Saturday, January 4th from 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning. There will be food there. There will be childcare there. And Pastor Erdis, will you give us a little brief snippet or an overview of kind of what we're going to talk about at that class?
At that time, we're going to talk about baptism, at least with some of the nuances that we speak about it in the Lutheran tradition. Everybody who is baptized, right? Occasionally some people have said to me, well, I was baptized Lutheran. Nobody is baptized Lutheran. Perhaps you were baptized in a Lutheran church, or maybe you were baptized in a Roman Catholic church or an Orthodox church, or maybe you were at a Baptist church and you received baptism later. But some of the nuances on how each of these groups and traditions talk about baptism is a little bit different. And we have a number of families who have come to us from traditions. Some of them didn't baptize infants, and we're going to talk a little bit about why we do that, and why some traditions do that, and why that's both valid and important to us. But we'll also talk about the different things that the church has said baptism means, and what that means for our life together and for this congregation and this whole community, and dare I say, for the whole world. So that's what we're going to work on.
Yes, so if baptism is on your radar for yourself, for your child, for your loved one, we invite you to that class on January 4th. It's a Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30. And then we will have throughout the year, our next date for corporate celebration of baptism is January 12th. But if that doesn't work or that's not right, there are additional dates throughout the year where we will continue the conversation around baptism and just get it started so that we are sharing and learning with one another.
Yeah, and if you have any particular questions about, if you're going to be with us on the 4th, please let Amy know. So we know that, I mean, if it comes up to January 4th and you say, oh my gosh, I should have gone to that and I didn't let anybody know, come anyway. We have plenty of room for you. But when we have a sense of how many are coming, we make certain we have
Yes.
enough donuts and
This
that kind of stuff.
Wednesday we'll have a sign up button on the family newsletter. So that goes out on Wednesdays. So look for it this Wednesday in 2 days. And if you're not subscribed to the family newsletter, it takes 10 seconds, 30 seconds. There's the family newsletter on Wednesdays and the very thorough, informative general e-newsletter that comes out on Mondays. Both of those you can sign up at the very bottom of our website. If you go to our homepage, go to the bottom, you enter your address, and you're good to go. So there will be more information about that in the family newsletter. And then, can I kick over to the last thing I want to share?
Yes.
The last thing I would love to share is an invitation to our 7th through 12th grade youth on Friday, December 27th, so right after Christmas, while everyone's still on Christmas break, we are going to have a day-long youth retreat. So there are a lot of things planned for this day, some of which the youth know about. We are working in one of our members' workshops to build a project that the youth are going to sponsor through the Lenten season. There's some other things that we are going to be doing that I think are fun. We're going to be doing a study and an activity around hunger because we have learned that in January, in the early part of the new year, a lot of our food pantries and food banks are not as well stocked as they are certainly in December or in other times of the year. So there's some fun projects we're going to be doing. And if there's one thing I might ask for, if any of you are bakers, let me know. If you are willing to be involved in a little bit of a behind-the-scenes baking project, I would absolutely love to talk with you. It's not high stakes, it's not highly involved, but if you want to support the youth in a unique way and you love to bake, I got an idea. So that's it.
And if you're a youth and December 27th, you've been hanging with your family now for a week.
Oh yeah, they've already all
And so, if you're if your family's kind of driving you a little bananas, Amy can Amy's a good reason to get out of the house and come on over and be with us here. There's one additional thing we'll share with you. If you follow the announcements, follow the news, and I know this has been a very long video, but if you're still with us, one last thing. It is coming up to the end of the year, beginning of New Year. Sometimes New Year's resolutions, maybe you're thinking about what you're wanting to do in the new year. If you have ever had that itch in the back of your head, I should read the Bible more this year. Now, I know not many of you have been thinking that, but actually, you can kind of think about that. But to kind of help kick you off, there is a small book written by a friend of mine, Sam Wells, and we have a bunch of copies of them. And Sam talks about the overarching story of the Bible. You know, if you want to read the Bible, if you've ever tried this, I'm going to read the whole Bible this year. You start at Genesis, and you get to about Genesis 6, and like, oh my gosh, what on earth is going on here? What Sam tries to do is say there's an overarching theme in the Bible. There are several themes. And in this small book, it's 100 pages, it's kind of broken down into a 6-week self-study. And we have some copies of that book. If all of you take them, we'll order some more, but we're subsidizing the cost. We're asking for $5 for the book, and you take it with you and you can work through it a little bit. It's kind of a cool book, and it helps you see that there is a big picture that's going on in the Bible. So if you want to read the Bible this year and you're thinking this is something I want to do, it's helpful to see how all of the various parts fit into a bigger. It's not as random and happenstance as sometimes it might feel like. So if that's something you're interested in, look at the announcements, drop me a note, and we'll get you plugged into that too. So is there anything else?
Going once, going twice.
And this feels a little bit like first the earth cooled, then dinosaurs roamed the earth, and so on. But there are so many things going on. We are so glad to be able to connect with you in so many different ways and have you connecting with us as part of our life together. In the upcoming several weeks, we look forward to seeing you often, or at least a couple times, and great to be able to be here with you. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.